Hey guys, Jacob here at ePoolSupply. Today we have a Paramount 4-port valve and we're going to show you the proper way to change out the gear module. Alright, and we're back. So first things first, hit the subscribe button. Stay up to date with all these new product videos. So hit the subscribe button and keep on watching. So let's dive on in. Right now I've got a Paramount 4-port valve, and so what I want to show you, a Paramount 4-port valve has two of these lines capped, just like this from the factory. So this is an 1.5 inch one, so it's a little smaller, but the 2-inch looks just like this, just a little bigger. What they did is they actually shoved two caps right in here and they glued them in. They really glued them in. This is a 4-port valve, so you have the water coming in, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4 ports. So again, when I take this valve apart, I'm going to show you what else makes this valve work like a 4-port. More of their checks and balances, but let's go ahead and take this thing apart. So first things first, turn your system off. Turn it off. Turn the pump off. Make sure you don't get this valve blowing up in your face. And come over here, let's take this band clamp off. So I got the knob. I'm going to undo the knob real quick. Clamp pretty much falls right off. So now I got my lid. My lid's going to come right off, just like that. Okay, 4-port valve. See this big old smile you got going on here from the valve? That's also another signifier of how you have a 4-port valve. So on a 6-port valve, it doesn't have any of that. So it doesn't have this big connector piece, doesn't have anything. It just has these black holes that are exposed on all of them. And then a 3-port and a 2-port also look different. We have more videos on 3-ports and 2-port valves. We also have a video on how to identify your valve. So check out all of our videos, and if you're unsure about which valve you have, check those out. We'll go more into descriptions of how to identify which module you have and which valve you have. So this is a 4-port valve. Let's dive in. So I'm gonna take this valve out, okay? I'm gonna take her out. Maybe she's not gonna fall over. So now, let's do this camera now. So as you can see here, these are my capped lines from, as you can see, the other side. So those are my capped lines, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4 ports there. So what they did at the factory is they cut out, so you see these partitions, they cut out the partitions here and here. So virtually this is one giant zone. And the way that's gonna work, which I'll show you here in a second when we put our new one in, is that's where that big smile, I guess you wanna say, goes. So let's go ahead and grab our new valve. First things first, what I want to tell you is the sign you've been looking at for a little bit. This module was wet, tested, and contains water. So these valves come in a big old plastic bag from Paramount, and they're water tested at the factory. So they do that on purpose to make sure that pretty much they're working before they send them to you, send them to us, and whoever. That way there's less problems. So you're gonna see the sign and you're gonna see your valve comes in a plastic bag, really wet with water. That's normal. So don't freak out, it's not a returned item or anything, or Paramount didn't send out some used tested items. Every one of these gets water tested. So what I was talking about, my partitions are gone here. So now what I'm gonna do is line up my big smile. So as you can see, there's holes right here, here. I've got 2 holes here on this thing that's gonna snap into right here and here. So what I wanna do is line it up, and it'll literally fall into place when I got those holes lined up just like that. So as you can see, I put it in, it's not going down. So just slowly turn it, and it falls right into place. So I have my smiley lined up perfectly with my ports down there. And then also what's great is our new valve comes with a brand new O-ring. So please do not buy an extra O-ring if you don't need it, because the valves all come with them. So what you want to do is take off your old O-ring, throw it away, lube this one up with some pool lube, and then you're going to want to seat it into place. Perfect. And now you take your lid, put your lid on top, put your clamp on. Put your knob on. Some of you might have a nut, so if you have a little nut from the factory, you can reuse it. Don't need the knob. We sell the knobs. Everybody sells knobs. Paramount. I like them personally. They're easy to work with, because this, obviously you got to get tools out to do this, and it creates the need to want to use power tools. So as you can see here, I'm hand tightening this thing. Don't use one of those adapters that goes over here so you can use a power tool. You're gonna wanna slowly just hand tighten this thing because these threads on this band clamp do get old after a while. This is sitting outside all the time. So what you're gonna wanna do is hand tighten this pretty much till you hear a squeak. There you go. Now what I'm gonna do is take my screwdriver on the back side of the opposite side of my clamp, hit it. It kind of tightens everything up a little bit more in the back, so it provides a perfect seat. Keep it snug, hand tight, and now you're good. You just have changed out your 4-port valve. Pretty solid. So just make sure you keep track of the key points that I did. So you want that white tube on top of your valve to face towards the open partitions, and you're good to go. So I'm Jacob with ePoolSupply. Thanks for watching. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Subscribe today if you haven't subscribed. Check out the links below. We got a lot more content coming your way. Thank you.